Hello everybody, Beatles again with another video. Today we're going to be looking at this. This is the original Beatles UK singles box set. This one is from 1978. For those of you that don't know, in 1976 the Beatles contracts ran out with EMI. So for the first time EMI could basically do what they wanted to do. So this box set originally came out in 1976. The first issues was like a green box, very, very flimsy. And it basically just went from Love Me Do, and I think they added Yesterday in it as well. Then the same year, it was released like this. Same box and everything like this. And they added Back in the USSR and Twist and Shout to it. So this is a 1978 version, which is exactly the same. The only difference is they've added another single to it this time. Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band with a little help from my friends, and on the B side of that is A Day in the Life. So yes, so we're going to take a detailed look at this. First of all, that's the actual box. So it just says the Beatles there, nothing on the back, and then the Beatles there, and then the Beatles collection at the front. This isn't in top condition, to be honest. It is starting to go, but I mean it is like 40 odd years old, isn't it? Nearly 50 years old. In 1982 they did actually re-release this box set again, but they put them in different picture sleeves. And although it was still a blue box, it had like sort of like signatures of John Lennon, Paul McCartney, George Harrison and Ringo Starr on it. So we'll take a look what's inside first then. Bear with me because this might be quite a long video, so just bear with us, folks. Oh. Right, so first the box. You can see it is starting to go a little bit there. Starting to go there. And I mean, it's actually been sellotaped there by the looks of it at some point. This is how I bought it. I mean, I bought it second hand a few years ago. On eBay, these are actually still going for quite a lot. One of these are going for more than the recent edition singles box set that came out a couple of years ago. So yeah, so that's the box. You also get a little pamphlet, because it was actually in conjunction with World Records. So the story behind this box set was originally you could only get this box set by mail order. Although you could get the singles individually from your local record shop. Doesn't really make sense, does it? The only difference with this from buying them all individually is you get this and you get the box. That's it. And I think it did actually work out cheap to buy the box set at the time. So yeah, there is a version of this that comes with a flexi disc as well, but I think that was the one from 1976. So in this it says 24 singles, but I think there might be slightly more than that in this. Yeah, there'll be 25 in this because, like I say, on there it only goes up to Back in the USSR. And like I say, this has actually got the Sergeant Pepper one in it as well. They did actually do a box set with the picture disc singles in it as well. So yeah, so this is what makes the difference in some of the box sets. If you haven't got this, it can actually affect the price quite a bit. Don't ask me why. I think it's just because it's more for completeness. So, like I say, you could actually buy all these singles in the shops in 1976, and a lot of them did actually re-chart. This is what they call the green genetic sleeve. So they've tried to make it look a bit like the old parlophone sleeves. Not much imagination's gone into the actual sleeves, to be honest. But even in 1976, 77, 78, it was actually unusual to get a single with a picture sleeve in the UK. The majority, for every, I don't know, 100,000 that was released, there might only be 1,000 that had covers on normal singles. So yeah, we start off with Love Me Do, P.S. I Love You. And that's what the reverse looks like. As far as I can remember, this version of Love Me Do is the one that has Alan White on the drums and Ringo Starr is actually on tambourine. To be honest, these have hardly been played. No, there's no spindle wear or anything on that. It's nice though, isn't it, on the black label? In 1982, they reissued it with the red label, but there was that many things that weren't really quite right with it, weren't there? So, yeah, so that's the first one, Love Me Do, P.S. I Love You. So they all like in the order that they was released originally. Then you've got Please Please Me and Ask Me Why. Again, same photo on the back. Would have been nice if they'd done, I mean, this on the front's okay, but if they'd have done a different like photo on the back for each one, wouldn't it? Again, Please Please Me. And Ask Me Why. Again, doesn't actually look like this has been played. I know I've played a few of them, but where this laptop is now, I've shown it on another video before. It's like a great big old like DJ suitcase box type thing, and that's just full of my Beatles singles. So when I bought this is actually more for show and not really to ever play. Although, like I say, excuse me, I have actually played a few of them. Next we have From Me to You and Thank You Girl. Again, see, same photo on the back. As I say, you know, really, I think if EMI had put a little bit more thought into it and put like relevant pictures for the discs, it might have been a bit better. I mean, that is relevant in one way because, I mean, they later used this, didn't they, when they re-released Love Me Do in 1982. I think that's what the cover was for that one. Nice. These are worth quite a bit on their own. Although they're like the most common Beatles singles you can get in the UK, for some reason, sometimes these go for more than the originals. She Loves You and I'll Get You. That one has actually got a couple of light marks on it. When you do actually play these, it's like I say, I've got a load in this box down here, and I've got virtually every one of these, you know, individually as well. And they do actually sound really, really nice. The first, well, I'll go into it as we get on. All these so far are the original mono mixes. So we've got I Want to Hold Your Hand and This Boy. Again, same photo, you see. Wouldn't have been much, would it, just to put, you know, after like every 3 or 4, just do a different photo. Sure, EMI got the, you know, a lot of photos of the Beatles. There you go. But then again, I suppose at the time, EMI didn't really care. You know, it was just like, I suppose, making money out of something that they already had. Like I say, the contracts of the Beatles had run out by that time. And I think Apple had ceased production as well, so they didn't really have any say in it either, did they? So, like I say, I think it was a case of, you know, just doing what, I mean, it was nice to have more re-released, and like I say, a lot of them did re-chart. So this one's Can't Buy Me Love, and you can't do that. So we're coming into 1964 now, aren't we? But it's still got the same photo from Love Me Do on the back. Nice labels. One box EMI logo. This is what we call, I've said this before, a push out center. So if you wanted to, you could actually push that out and put it onto a jukebox. Solid centers for Beatles records are quite hard to come by, even the original ones. One of my favourites now, Hard Day's Night and Things We Said Today. I think that's one of the strongest singles that the Beatles ever released. I think the B-side is fantastic. Again, same photo still though. That's the labels. I will show you all the labels because obviously if you're watching this and you're not familiar with them, it's nice. If you are familiar with Beatles singles, it's nice to compare the labels because, like I say, these are slightly different. And now we've got, again, a brilliant single by the Beatles, I Feel Fine and She's a Woman. And we do actually get a different photo on this one, but instead of it being from 1964, it's from 1966. See what I mean? You know, they could have, I think they could have put a little, that if there's any criticism of this box set, that would be the only thing, that they could have actually put better photos on the back for each one, really, because, you know, they obviously had the photos, didn't they, AMI? So, I Feel Fine. One of the first songs to feature feedback, wasn't it, at the beginning? Wasn't it? Boom, wow. She Is a Woman, another strong track. Little known fact is, She's a Woman was actually featured in the Help film, wasn't it, at one point? Yeah. Ticket to Ride, and yes, it is. Oh, red is the colour that my baby wore, and what's more, it's true. So you've still, although it's now coming into 1965, isn't it? That photo is still from 1966. Of course, Ticket to Ride was featured in the film Help, wasn't it? Yes, it is. I think yes, it is a very overlooked song in the Beatles catalogue. I mean, what can you say about, you know, the Beatles were the Beatles, weren't they? They recorded a lot of different styles of music, but I think that is one of the best ballads that they did. Now we've got the classic Help. The B-side is I'm Down. You tell lies thinking I can't see. Slight creasing on this one on the corner. Now, if you can find these for the right price, they are still nice to have. Excuse me a minute. Might just have a drink. Because there's actually the new box set that came out a couple of years ago. I know there's been a lot of criticism about it. But I was thinking of buying it, but to be honest, I don't know if I would, unless I could get it for a really cheap price. I don't think I'd bother because the mixes are from around aren't faithful like these are to the original mixes. There's been stories of them having warped and things like that. The only thing that I do like about that new box set is they've like used picture sleeves from around the world. Although it's like the basic British UK catalogue, you know, I've used like sleeves from or copies of sleeves from around the world. This one is double A side. Double A side, as I've said before, means that there's as much airplay at the time given to the both sides. So you've got We Can Work It Out and Day Tripper. She's a big teaser. She took me out the way there. Great song. I'd say that's one of the strongest Beatles singles, wasn't it? Again, you still got the picture from 1966 on the back. So next up, we've got this is actually my favourite Beatles single of all time, Paperback Writer and Main. So that is from the Paperback Writer video shooting. Take that picture from 1966. Brilliant song. Okay, of course, the classic Rain, which is quite appropriate for today, since it's absolutely chucking it down here in the UK. When the rain comes, they run down hard their heads. Love it. Yeah, as I was saying, yes, this new Beatles box set that came out a few years ago. Like I said, I think the only reason I would buy it is for the picture sleeves. Like I say, in the UK, when these were originally released in the 1960s, I think there was only Strawberry Fields Forever that was very, very limited in a picture sleeve. Pardon me. And Let It Be. Everything else came in either the Parlophone green sleeves like these, or a black apple backward sleeve. So we've got Yellow Submarine and the classic Eleanor Rigby. See, again, that was a double A side. So you got just as much airplay for Yellow Submarine as you did for Eleanor Rigby in the UK. I've got a love-hate relationship with Yellow Submarine. It's like when I'm listening to Revolver, sometimes I think it actually spoils it a little bit. But I do think it's one of the best songs that Ringo Starr ever sung. And I think it is one of the best songs John and Paul wrote for him. And it's like a bit like a kid's song, or is what we'd call it in the UK, a novelty song. But you know, when you're sitting in, if you've ever been to the Cavern Club in Liverpool, now, like if there's somebody on the stage and in between their songs, you start singing Yellow Submarine, everybody in the Cavern Club will sing Yellow Submarine, and you can do it with Hey Jude as well. Right, the next one is the classic Strawberry Fields Forever with Penny Lane. Again, a double A side single in the UK. And now we do actually get another photo. This time that is from the Strawberry Fields Forever photo shoot, isn't it? Or video, whatever you want to call it. Again, brilliant single. A and B sides. Of course, these were originally recorded, weren't they? And were meant to go onto the then unreleased Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. But because EMI wanted a new single, they was taken off, weren't they? So they never appeared on Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, which is a shame. I have actually got a copy somewhere on a LP of John. I wouldn't say it's a demo because it's like the song is full. It's just John Lennon on acoustic guitar. And it sounds absolutely amazing. But there again, the first sort of psychedelic track, wasn't it, that the Beatles did? Well, as a single. I mean, I'd actually class Tomorrow Never Knows as psychedelic as well. Brilliant song. Love it. Next up, we have All You Need Is Love and Baby You're a Rich Man. Baby You're a Rich Man Too. Of course, the one to look out for on these, on the original ones, is the one that hasn't got the reference to recorded during live world television transmission. They are worth quite a bit of money. And as I say, Baby You're a Rich Man, I think that's one of the best B-sides as well, isn't it? I think that was featured in Yellow Submarine, wasn't it, Baby You're a Rich Man, on the in the actual film itself. And of course, if you lived in America, you got these on the Magical Mystery Tour LP, didn't you? Next up, we've got Hello Goodbye. The classic I Am the Walrus. Again, nice clean labels, no spindle wear. Little bit dusty. I think that's just from where they've been stored in that box, to be honest. Little bit of crease in there as well. Look, we have Lady Madonna and the Inner Light. Now, this was the last single that the Beatles recorded for Parlophone before the dream of Apple came into existence or reality. But the strange thing about the Beatles was, although after this, all their singles were released on Apple, they still had Parlophone catalogue numbers and with the albums as well. Lady Madonna, good song. Lady Madonna lying on a bed. The Inner Light, George Harrison. First time he gets a B-side. Great song, great single. Now we're coming to the later stuff, aren't we? Yeah, so on that one, that's still got the picture from 1967, hasn't it? Nah, we're getting into some good stuff. Hey Jude and Revolution. And we've got that one. That photo is from around April 1969, isn't it? So it's not quite right for this, but I think we'll let them get away with that one. Hey Jude, at the time it was the longest running single, wasn't it? Clocking in at around 7 minutes or something, wasn't it? And then you've got the lovely and the thing with this, when it's white, you can't really see it. Revolution. At the time, I think John wanted that to be a double A side, but unfortunately, it wasn't. Hey Jude, it's a classic, isn't it? All time classic, I think. And if you've ever seen the promotional film for it, which was done for the David Frost show, I think, if I remember rightly, at the end, it's just brilliant. Yeah, love it. Hey Jude, Revolution. Next one up is Get Back with Don't Let Me Down on the B side. So this one now is more in keeping with this single, isn't it? Again, nice light green Apple labels. There we can see these all right. Again, produced by George Martin. That one actually looks like it's never been played. I always think it's a shame that the Beatles never released the Let It Be album as it should have been. Because, of course, Let It Be was originally going to be called Get Back. And the photo for the front cover is like a mock-up of the Please Please Me album with them looking down the stairwell at EMI House, as it was called. All right. If I remember rightly, that was actually the last Beatles single issued in mono. And I think from the next few were all only in stereo. So we've got The Ballad of John and Yoko with Old Brown Shoe on the B side. And for some reason, it doesn't like the white, does it? These labels. Again, brilliant song. I always think it's a bit of like a rock and roll song, that Ballad of John and Yoko. Of course, Old Brown Shoe, another George Harrison composition. Then we have the classic Something with Come Together. Come together right now over me. Again on the Apple label. Again, officially or unofficially, this was a double A side. But of course, Something being such a wonderful song, got the most airplays, come together, didn't get quite as many airplays. So classic pairing of songs, though, isn't it? The beautiful something in the way she moves, and then the rocking of Come Together on the B side. And then, of course, this was the last UK single for the Beatles. I know in America and places, I think you got the Long and Winding Road, didn't you, as well? But in the UK, all we got in 1970 was Let It Be with You Know My Name, Look Up the Number on the B side. This version is the version produced by George Martin, which actually differs from the version that was on the LP. And the strange thing about this is on the originals, the B side, that you got a scratched out matrix number, because originally You Know My Name, Look Up the Number was going to be a single with What's the New Mary Jane on the other side, and it was going to be credited to the Plastic Ono Band. But on here, although this is the reissue, just there, it has still got the scratched out matrix number, which is a bit strange, isn't it? So in England, UK, that was like the Beatles' swan song. That was the last single that they actually released as the Beatles in the UK. So that's the original singles. But like I say, with this one, you did actually get a couple of extra ones. So we had to wait until 1976 to get Yesterday as a single in the UK. And then in America, you had it in 1965, didn't you? Or beginning 1966. Excuse me. Because didn't it? I think it got to number one, didn't it, in America? I think it was backed with Act Natural, wasn't it? Something like that. So yeah, Yesterday. And on the B side, we've got I Should Have Known Better. So Yesterday was from the British Help LP, and I Should Have Known Better was from the British A Hard Day's Night LP. So, it's, I suppose in that way, it makes a nice coupling. Again, we do actually get a new photo on this one. Yeah, I see. Must have had a bit more money to promote this one. Again, hardly, I don't think I've ever played this one, but there's slight bubbling just there on the label. Now, some of these box sets, when they came out, actually had that as a demo. So it'd have a big A, and it'd say demo record on it, or demo recorded. This isn't it, but so that's one to look out for. And we also get Back in the USSR with Twist and Shout. Of course, Back in the USSR was off the Beatles' White Album, wasn't it? So these photos are representative of that. And Twist and Shout, of course, was off Please Please Me LP, wasn't it? This was actually released to promote the Beatles rock and roll album in 1976. Actually, even says it just there. You can see it. Nice, very nice labels. Bit dusty, this one is, though. So yeah, nice. Next one's a bit different, and of course you've got the cross there, which is in white. So this one, cross is in black. You see. That's one that came in this box set. This is just a spare copy that I had. This one used to be worth quite a lot of money. Unfortunately, this is what we call it hasn't got the original centre, which doesn't really matter. That's just say that just pops out like that, so you can put it in a jukebox. Inked centre, I think we call it, don't they? So that one is actually that's worth quite a bit of money because they'll class that as a mispressed sleeve because it wasn't meant to be black. That cross there. That's probably worth £30. So, and then finally, we've got this is our notes from 1978. This one because we've got Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band with a little help from my friends on the A side, and on the B side, you've got A Day in the Life. So you've got although that's off the LP, isn't it? You've got none of the like mannequins and stuff behind it. Again, this was never really released in the UK until 1978 as a single. Which seems a bit daft, really, because you'd have thought they'd have done it in 1977, wouldn't you? It was like a 10th anniversary of the album. So, yes, like I say, on the A side, you've got Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band and with a little help from my friends. And then on the B side, you've got A Day in the Life. Yeah, so that's it. That is the 1978 edition of the Beatles UK singles box set. Now, a lot of these, what they call the green sleeve versions, can actually be worth more than the original Beatles singles, which is a bit daft, isn't it? I think it's mainly because the original singles were played to death, where a lot of these green ones, people probably bought them and only played them once or twice. So they're in a lot better condition. Now, like I say, there's a couple of different versions of this box. The first ones that came out were green, like the sleeves of the singles, but they were very, very flimsy. I mean, this is flimsy, but they were like basically made really, really thin cardboard, so you don't very often see them. I think I've seen one at a record fair many, many years ago, and that was going for stupid money. It was going for about £500. That was back then. This with the Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band one. It's the rarer out of these because usually you only get back in the USSR yesterday. So, although it's from 1978, it wasn't very often that was in with it. But I've just been looking on eBay before I came up to do this, and these are going for a hell of a lot more than the new box sets. Like I said, I think it's because they are the original mixes, and is it a nostalgia thing that you want? Because I mean, at the end of the day, they're all the issues, and the new box set or newish box set has been out for a couple of years now, and are the issues. Like I say, I'm quite happy with this. I would give it a 9 out of 10. This one. The only reason I'm not giving it 10 out of 10 is because I think EMI at the time, or Parlophone, were a bit stingy, or didn't really want to spend too much money on the sleeves. The front sleeve, this bit, that bit is brilliant. It's that bit I've got the problem with, although that's perhaps you to use this one. That is a brilliant photo. But I would have thought, with all the money that the Beatles made EMI, whether the contract had expired or not, I would have thought that EMI could have probably put a different picture on the back of each one, more relevant to like the, you know, a picture from 1963 for a single from 1963, and a picture from 1968 for a record from 1968. You see what I'm getting at? But yeah, would I buy that new box set? I don't know. Like I say, if I could find it cheap enough, I would. And it'd be nice to get one to compare with that, and to probably do video. So yeah, maybe. But then I have heard a lot of bad reports about it being warped, the records being warped and things like that. I do like the picture sleeves in it though, I must admit. I think that Apple, as it is now, isn't it, of, you know, probably did pay a bit more money on it. But that, you've got to remember, this is from a time when, you know, there wasn't really serious record collectors about it in 1976. So I think EMI did this as just a way of making some quick money. Like I say, these you had to send off for these, but the singles themselves, you could go down to your local record shop at the time, and you could buy these individually. I think it worked out cheaper to buy that, but you'd probably have to wait a few weeks to get it, where you could go to your record shop and pay you, I don't know how much for at the time. So yeah, that's it for today. I hope you've liked my video. I know it's been a bit long, this one, hasn't it? But I thought I would show you each one individually, just so you can compare the labels if you've got the originals at your house, or, you know, you're collecting. This is actually still going for quite a bit of money. They're going from anywhere from around the £100 mark, and I think I saw one for 350. Right. So if you can get it for £100, it's sort of like on par with the new one, isn't it? I mean, for the actual records themselves, I would rather have this one, to be honest. But if you're new to the Beatles, or you're new to collecting, and as a collector, this is a collector talking, I probably would still buy the new one, because of the, you know, it's got nice record sleeves, and they're not all on parlophone. Some of them that should be on parlophone are on Odeon and Capitol, so they've like used labels from around the world from where they've took like the picture sleeve from. And then I think the Ballad of John and Yoko for some reason is on a yellow and black parlophone one, so it's nice from that. And as I say, the new ones you can pick up for around the £120 mark at the minute on eBay, but that one is still nice to have. And like I say, if I do ever get the other one, which you never know, in a few weeks, all being well, I might be able to, but I want to try and get the Let It Be box set first. So anyway, that's going to be it. But if I do get that other one, then I can do a comparison video, couldn't I? That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Yeah, so like I say, in Derby, it's absolutely chucking it down today. This might be the last video for a few days, because I am back at work tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow night. So as always, love your records, cherish your records, clean your records, and above all, play your records. Everybody that's subscribed, thank you very much. If you haven't subscribed but you're thinking of, please do. It doesn't cost you a penny to subscribe to my channel. Then obviously you'll get, if you press the bell, then you'll get the notifications when I do videos like this. So I hope it's been entertaining. Like I say, I do enjoy doing these. If you've learned something, you've learned something. That's all I'm trying to do, is pass on a little bit of my knowledge to you all. And yeah, that's going to be it for today. Yeah, from Derby in the UK, Beatle Dave signing off. Hopefully I might see you later on today to do another video, but if not, it'll be sometime next week. So yeah, all in all, 9 out of 10 for this one, or 9.5. Yeah, we'll say 9.5. Okay, so whatever you're doing, just stay safe and be kind to one another.